What is up, guys? We're back again with another episode of the podcast we still have not named. I am with the one and only.
Piquito Rocha.
So, for today's episode, we're gonna freestyle it. Talk to us. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling like I'm next to either a lumberjack or
This guy's stealing my jokes. Or what? Say it.
a female that likes females
And drives a Subaru.
and drives a Subaru.
I'm gonna start recording all of this or everything that happens before because you clearly steal my jokes and my
No,
thunder.
that's not true.
So,
But I'm not trying to get canceled.
this weekend was your first weekend at the farmer's market without me. How was it?
Great. A lot better. No, it was cool. It was a little bit less stressful. A little bit less people too. The weekend I went with you, we sold out in eggs like within 2 hours, probably. Here we didn't sell out till like 30 minutes before closing. But yeah,
Second week in a row that you make the famous family, well, not family, my mother's ceviche,
oh yeah.
which is a legacy. Was it easier this time? Do you feel like you were better at it?
Yeah, somewhat. Also less stressful. I mean, that's the only thing I had to focus on in reality, but still, kind of got the hang of it. See what I had to put a little bit more of, a little bit less of, but yeah, it's an honor.
Second weekend that we run the show,
Yeah.
where we do everything my mom does by herself every single weekend.
Not everything.
Mostly everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not hard. It's a little bit tiring being on your feet for so long cooking.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not complaining. It's pretty simple stuff. It's just the washing dishes such a big.
Yeah. It's not hard because we haven't washed. We've been using all the clean dishes we literally had.
We're running through them. But soon enough, we'll get to them. It's just such a bitch. I can do it cooking, no problem. It's the freaking dishes.
Yeah. We'll get one of those Elon Musk robots to wash our dishes.
What do you think about this?
Nah, fuck that. That shit's scary.
Why is it scary?
Because it's like the Will Smith movie.
Which one?
iRobot? Or what
Have you
it's
seen
called?
it?
I've seen clips of it. I didn't watch it fully because I was shitting myself.
What about it scares you?
Fucking robots taking over. Fucking, what do you mean?
It looked cool and like aesthetically in appearance, but I mean, I don't know anything about it. We don't know anything about AI or robots.
Well, that's the scary thing.
I just feel like nothing will ever replace human
I
connection.
mean, obviously, there's nothing like the human essence, but that shit's scary. Like, no.
But what are you scared that like it's gonna kill you? That it's gonna take your job? That what scares you? Are you genuinely scared? Because
Like-
you're kind of a scary guy to a lot of things, but
Like if they start mass producing, yes, I shit myself. Like they're gonna learn how to kill us and all that. I don't want to be conspiracy theorist, but
so that's why you're scared of getting killed by a robot.
by robots, I mean, this humanity is going to shit anyways. But maybe the robots are gonna take over it. But still, it's kind of scary to think about.
Elaborate. Why do you say this humanity is going to shit?
Cause we're fucking. We don't take care of our planet. We don't take care of our planet. We don't care about each other. Like, I'm not into politics or any of that shit. I don't know anything about it. But like, just like war, like no matter what it's for, like it's fucking stupid. I don't condone it whatsoever. But like, it's
World peace achieved. Diego does
no,
not
but shut the fuck up. I saw a video today of like the kids in Lebanon like burning alive. Like that shit's insane. Like,
Now I feel like an asshole.
yeah, you should.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good, but that's what I'm saying. Like we can't love each other, we can't respect each other. Like Conversations with God says, like it's pointless and it's stupid. And there's little kids suffering and people suffering like for other stupid reasons.
I mean, since we're already on the topic of things that we really don't know about
Yeah.
from a very limited understanding, I mean, there's few things that generate money and revenue like wars do. So I don't know. I feel like I don't know. And this is my opinion again, not to be a conspiracy theorist, but all these political issues or problems between countries and cultures, I wonder how much of it is really just like select few making tons of money and children are being sacrificed, women are being sacrificed, all these things in the name of profit, revenue, and war. So, I mean, we don't know anything about it. I've just heard things in there. But, yeah, I mean, it's kind of shitty to think about.
Shit's wild. But yeah.
I don't want to make this episode too depressing.
No, but yeah, that's all I was saying. That's why I think this humanity is going to shit. Besides that, we don't take care of our planet. We don't take care of each other. So, I mean, it's a pretty obvious answer.
Well, talking about something a little bit lighter, I kind of told you what I wanted to touch up on for this episode, and I hope I can communicate it effectively and not ramble on and just spit out other nonsense. But a couple weeks ago at the farmers market, I hope I can tie it all together. This very friendly gentleman came up and started talking to us. And
Oh, the Bitcoin one?
yeah, who do you think?
I'm gonna flip you off.
No, I already talked about that. So there's this gentleman, very nice, very kind, that was asking us about the products at the farmers market, and then he started talking about Bitcoin, which again I know nothing about. But to me, it's very intriguing for two reasons. One, in the circadian health space and quantum biology space, you will inevitably hear the name Jack Kruse, who for me is a big inspiration, a big source of information, wisdom, very abrasive, very loud spoken, but I feel like he has to come across a certain way to kind of combat the narrative. Anyways, he's a big proponent of Bitcoin, and I don't know how to explain it. I don't know anything about it, but also Nayib Bukele and everything he's done in
I don't know.
Salvador.
Oh,
From what I understand,
you're obsessed with that man, by the way.
I love Nayib Bukele. Why am I speaking? I was about to speak Spanish. Anyways, without making this episode too boring, I would love for someone to teach us about Bitcoin. If we could have someone that actually knows, sit right here in
He
between
could
us.
be our first guest.
Or
Or second.
I know Bitcoin is a blockchain, which to me, I think that's like digital code.
Okay.
I know that Bitcoin is decentralized, meaning like it's person to person, peer to peer. There's not one central agency
Like
controlling
an
it.
intermediate.
Yeah, like the Federal Reserve System, which I don't know exactly what it does,
Bingo.
but I know that it controls the money system in the United States. All of this, I might sound like an idiot, and if anyone wants to set the record straight, we're more than happy to have you
Please.
on.
Does Adrian know anything about Bitcoin?
I'm sure Adrian knows.
We should get Adrian.
Adrian
on.
knows everything about anything.
Yeah. He's a hacker.
But anyways, the point is, you can't like control Bitcoin in the sense like the government can freeze bank accounts and do shady stuff. The point is, Jack Kruse is a big fan of Bitcoin, and for that reason, in of itself, it intrigues me.
Jack Kruse, whenever you want to come to the podcast. you're
Oh,
more
that
than
would be a
welcome to.
dream come true. He would probably get mad at me, but I would take it like a man.
Why?
He's very like, if he doesn't agree with something, like he
Oh.
tells you like, hey, you're kind of fucking up in this.
When you say something about the dishes, do you think?
The dishes.
The dishwashing?
What do you mean?
Like that we haven't done it?
I don't know. Not morally, just like
Oh.
I don't know. Anyways, the point is, he started talking about Bitcoin, and he was like, Bitcoin is very similar to regenerative agriculture in the sense that you're trying to break away from the norm, from how things are normally done that aren't necessarily.
Who said this? Jack Cruz or the
No,
gentleman? Oh,
the gentleman we
okay.
met at the farmer's market, which I do not remember his name.
Near did Kelly.
But he gifted me a book, which I'm like 20 pages in, and it's safe to say I do not understand shit about Bitcoin, but I soon will. But I'm very intrigued by the fact that it's decentralized. For example, in nature,
Mm-hmm.
you have day and night,
Yes.
and they provide different things.
Yes.
If it was just one entity, that would be a centralized agency,
Mm-hmm.
which we have in our medical system, in our financial system,
Mm-hmm.
in our health system. It's basically one, I don't know,
Things that
entity.
can't be controlled. Can't.
Yeah, can't. So it's intriguing from my very, very, very basic understanding. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because I want to tie this to our medical system, which is very much centralized, and share some things that are facts, but don't take my word for it. You can research, and if you want to dispute anything that I'm saying, I would gladly have a conversation about it, open up for discussion, and as long as it serves like in the name of our well-being
Jesus Christ. Oh,
and our
amen.
and like our deeper understanding of everything that goes behind the scenes, I'm open to it.
Just please don't come for us, feds.
You can
Whoever's
come
on.
for me. I ain't scared.
No.
I ain't scared of shit, bro. I
No,
ain't
we
scared
don't
of
want to
shit.
be the next MJ, the next Tupac.
Whoever is scared to die, don't live. Tracas.
Tracas.
Well, anyways, I'm gonna do my best to go into storyteller mode, and
Okay.
hopefully this clicks with anyone. So, to understand the medical system, we have to go back to the early 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
You're already falling asleep, bro. What the fuck? You can sit this one out if you want to go.
No, it's good. It's good.
Because I know you have a date.
No, I don't.
Oh shit, my bad. Anyways, early 1900s, John D. Rockefeller,
The owner of the world.
at that point, made millions and millions. Oh, don't go frozen. Millions and millions of dollars based off petroleum. In the early 1900s, he found out that as a byproduct of his petroleum production, he could make pharmaceuticals. So, a byproduct of those petroleum products, he can make products that could be turned into pharmaceuticals. Good.
Nice. Very interesting. Like
So-
petroleum jelly.
Yeah.
Nice.
So from that point on, he hired, or one of his employees had the task of making a report on how these pharmaceuticals could be implemented into the medical industry. And in that same report, they kind of stigmatized the benefits of nutrition and other holistic remedies.
Mm-hmm.
So, since he had a lot of money, he started funding a lot of medical universities in the United States. And that's where we run into the first issue. In 1910, Congress used that report and passed it as a law that any medical university that was looking for credentials had to operate and teach off of the curriculum made from Rockefeller and the other dude who I did not recall his name. Does that make
Jay-Z.
sense?
Yes.
So that's the first issue. This report in this law was made to, how can I say, prioritize or amplify the production of pharmaceutical
Benefit?
products. Yeah. So they were putting out information and reports to get people or to get medical universities to start implementing more interventions, whether it's surgeries and the use of pharmaceuticals, not for the sake of your health, for the sake of your well being, but for the sake of producing more money. Make sense?
Yes.
So then we fast forward to 2010, and we have another law in the Affordable Care Act passed by Barack Obama, which we're not going to talk about politics. We're not going to, you vote for whoever you think is best. And if you feel the need to
AMLO.
discredit someone because of their politics, well, I mean, I don't think that serves anyone. But anyway,
Their political orientation.
so in 2010, he passes the Affordable Care Act, which the intention is to make insurance more affordable, but it also implements the incentive-based merit. I forget the exact name, but basically, physicians are now paid or incentivized by merit, which you would think that these merits are how many people they heal, how many people they can help get healthier, but these merits are how many procedures they can do and how many pharmaceutical products they can sell. So I want to say that I know some doctors. For example, shout out to Angel Garza,
Hey.
who was my favorite teammate to play with, who is now a doctor.
He was a baller.
Yeah, he was a baller.
He was a baller.
But there's a lot of people that go into the medical industry, the pharmaceutical industry, wanting to do good, wanting to heal people, wanting to help people. And it's not them that's a problem. It's not that they're trying to rip people off or trying to keep people sick and unhealthy. It's that everything behind the scenes, the medical universities, the pharmaceutical industry, the hospitals, even the insurance industry, all make a lot of money from you being sick and unhealthy. So when these doctors are investing their time, their money, a lot of money to go into school, very often they go into debt to try to graduate from medical universities. They have to, like I said, invest a lot of time. They have to take a lot of tests. Like, they're not in it to rip off people. They can do much easier, much quicker things to rip off people. But unfortunately, the curriculum that they're being taught, the information that they're being provided, is not necessarily for the well-being of us, the consumers, the product. It's to monetize off of us, and the way they monetize the most is from us being unhealthy and sick. So when a doctor is incentivized to make more money off of procedures and selling you pharmaceutical products than you being healthy, there's obviously a conflict of interest. And then we wonder why we're so sick, why we experience diabetes, obesity, and all these chronic illnesses. It's the way the system is set up. That's how people make their money. That's how the pharmaceutical industry stays so rich. That's how insurance companies make their money. And at the end of the day, it's our health that is sacrificed at the expense of these big industries. So what do you think about all that?
So that was a whole lot of words just to say you're a Republican now?
No.
Damn. An exclusiva. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I mean,
I'm neither Democrat nor Republican. But this is not about politics. I'm fucking being that guy.
no, I'm just kidding. That's why you started wearing flannel now.
I said it yesterday in my stories. I abide by God's laws, and men's laws to me are mere suggestions.
Okay.
So
Can you stop interrupting me?
Republicans, Democrats. Well, I feel the need to freaking.
I'm just kidding.
All right, go ahead.
This is for shits and giggles. But it's like the saying, the rich get rich, the poor stay poor, but the sick get sick. That's how the system was designed.
The rich get richer.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I said.
but again, there's many great people within the industry. It's not the people that are the problem. It's everything behind it.
The system.
The system, of course. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And there's certain instances where there's life and death situations, there's serious injuries where our medical system is miraculous and it can save lives. But when it comes to like health or lack of health, that's where the system is built around monetizing off of our disease and illness. So take that for whatever it's worth.
Obamacare.
I mean, again, not to get political.
No, but that's why they call it that, right?
Yeah, the Medicare.
Yeah.
Yes, it is that.
Okay, nice. I didn't know.
But yeah, I just want to share that because I feel like these doctors are bright minds. They're great people. But for example, when you hear dermatologists say like, "Oh, don't get sun or use this sunblock," it's not that they're dumb. It's not that they don't know what they're talking about. It's that they're incentivized. They're paid to give you certain information. That information doesn't necessarily benefit you, your health, your well-being. And it's unfortunate because going back to the topic of war, like how many people die too soon, or how many people can't enjoy life, can't spend time with their family, can't do the things they love because they're suffering from poor health, from disease, from illness, and it stems back to the system making money off of your lack of health. So that really is unfortunate.
I agree.
So that was my topic of conversation for this podcast. Is there anything you want to talk about?
Nobody wants this. We're not sponsored by Netflix, but clearly. But that's a hell of a show.
What did you like about it?
The hopeless romantic in me felt identified.
What did you identify with?
The podcast, first of all. The sisters having the podcast. And then the annoying older brother that's always seeking attention. So relatable. No, it's just, I like that it was entertaining, very entertaining. Short episodes, but you were never like lost to what was going on. But it was really good, very entertaining. It pissed me off a little bit when they were about to spoiler.
No, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Okay. Oh.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, we don't want to ruin the show for our 10 loyal fans that we have. Yeah, you can talk about it.
Maybe there's like 5 fans that watch it twice.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you.
Yeah, we do. We love you. But yeah, very good show. A little bit sad. A little bit of everything, to be honest. A lot of giggles, too.
I try to watch as little of that type of entertainment as I can. I still consume more than I should. But that was the first series I've watched in a while. It was really entertaining. I want to present you the question. Spoiler alert. If you...
No, I'm not a rabbi.
No, I don't want to say if you find, because I feel like those types of relationships you create, you cultivate. Also, how unrealistic is it? Like, or maybe it's coming from a lack of experience and not having the capabilities up until this point. But like, when she gets an ick, because he's all nervous.
Oh.
Like, that I can relate to a certain point. Like, getting nervous and, yeah, like, prego. And if, like, the girl gets an ick, I don't know, I guess...
How realistic is it to, like...
Yeah, to be such a badass and, like, oh, you're this and that.
Oh,
like,
I got that dog in me.
Like, for me, I'm like, fuck, if who I am and, like, my authentic reactions give you the ick, I feel like the need to defend myself or to be like, well, you do this or you do that. Maybe, yeah. And I know it's my lack of maturity in my relationships. But I was like, is that really realistic?
I think it can be.
I
think so.
Taking notes. But I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
how do you feel about you creating and cultivating like the best relationship, um, having a beautiful connection, partnership, and then having to choose between keeping that relationship and your passion, your dream job. Like, think about it in your situation as a soccer player. You have the chance to sign a professional contract a long way from here, but during that meantime, you've cultivated and grown into this very healthy, strong relationship that can possibly provide you with family, or it can amplify your values and morals and principles. But for whatever reason, you can't have both.
So for me, that's a hard one right now because right now, since I got nothing else, my passion for soccer is the only thing that I'm focused on right now. Um, but in my past relationship, it did happen where I was drifting away from it. But
From it, your passion.
yeah, from soccer, but more because of like a distraction or like a protection because it had been a year or no, like I hadn't found the team in a bit, so it was like, oh, like it's because I'm doing this, or, like it was a more of a distraction than it was for like the love or for the relationship. I don't know if that makes sense.
Dog, you did not answer my question.
No, wait, I'm getting to it.
You asked me, does that make sense? Up until this point, it's not making sense.
Okay. Well, right now, since I don't have a relationship, I would say,
Word.
or a team. Yeah, but I'm trying to work for a team, you idiot.
No,
Fuck you.
I've seen you put that work in.
Shut the fuck up. But yeah, so I'm not in that situation where I can choose right now. But yeah, I feel like your dreams you can always find new dreams. So, and to find the right person, I feel is harder. But I don't know.
So you would choose the relationship over your dream?
No, I did not say
Well
that.
then, okay, so what's your answer?
Well, I don't know. Right now, I would choose my dream over a relationship. But because I'm not in a relationship right now. Or in a team. But I don't want to seek a relationship. I feel relationships like that, the one that Noah and... No, is it Noah? Yes. And Joanne? Yeah, I think
Julian. I don't know. I forgot.
Well, the relationship they had was like natural. It wasn't forced. It wasn't.
Okay,
Obviously, there's moments where you have to fight for things.
but you bring up something that I've been like thinking, and I want to hear your perspective. I've seen countless and countless of females posting about, oh my God, I hope my husband's watching this and that. And we've had conversations
Ooh.
because it was recommended by a great friend, and it was a great recommendation. Shout out to Lily. But
She'll be doing my nails soon.
like, yes, it is a healthy, more realistic perception of a relationship or a portrayal of a relationship. But how healthy is it to, I don't want to say idolize, but like romanticize about something that at the end of the day is still manufactured, is still scripted and written.
See,
Like,
you're not a romantic. That's
No,
the thing.
I am.
No,
I am.
No, you're not.
I watching the show, I was like, oh, this is really cool. But there's this other part of me that's like, it's still scripted. It's still like
Yeah.
designed for us to indulge and entertain ourselves. How healthy is it to base your relationship off of that? That's what I'm asking.
It's not basing your relationship off of that. It's just when you're romantic, that's what you want and that's what you imagine.
No, I get that. There's a part, and I'm kind of like wondering why I relate more to the female character than to Noah. But there's a part where she's like, I'm an emotional, sentimental person, which I know I am.
Yeah.
Like, I'm afraid of depending on someone emotionally, which dependence is never a good thing, even though we've all been there. So that in itself is not the healthiest thing.
No.
But it's like, I'm afraid of depending on someone emotionally and them for them to think that I'm too much and break my heart. And we've talked about like when you say like, oh, it's because you're really intense, this and that. Like it's not that I have that fear, but sometimes like, what if I don't know, my way of being is too much for someone, which then so be it. But I can relate to that. So it's not like if felt good and I was like, oh, I'm glad she was able to express that and voice that because some of us can relate to that. So it's not like, oh no, this is fake. And
Well, there you go. It's the same thing.
how is it the same thing?
It was scripted.
Yeah. But there's some truth behind this.
Oh yeah, there's some truth about being romantic too. See,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
What is the thing?
Now
Don't just say that's the thing and then don't say what the thing is.
You need to be romantic, so you succeed in. I mean, I haven't had no success in love either, but I'm a romantic, so it's faith. That's where the faith comes in.
Bro, I swear to God, I'm going to record every conversation we have because you're clearly stealing all my wisdom.
When did you say that?
Okay, this morning we had a conversation where I was like, I don't want to go too much into detail. But I was like, whenever I start getting bummed about certain things, I start thinking, you know what? There's a whole world out there with endless opportunities. And just because they haven't happened yet or I haven't experienced them doesn't mean that they're never going to happen. That's where faith comes in.
Oh,
and that's where
yeah.
believing.
Well, you should have said it before I did.
But anyways, I'm glad you're taking my wisdom.
No, shut up.
There was something I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, we've talked about it, and I guess I want to share this. In the past, I've been afraid of being like genuine in how romantic I am because of that. Like being afraid that like,
Because you're not.
it's too much.
Oh.
No, because like you don't want to scare off the other person, or you don't want to come off as intense. So you,
Fuck that.
I know, I've betrayed myself. Obviously, this is younger me, bro. Chill.
Oh, okay.
I've betrayed myself to kind of like not or prevent from getting hurt, which still fucking hurts and still sucks.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward when the time is optimal and adequate to like exploring that romantic side of myself and like just being authentic and giving in without
Shit.
reservations and limitations. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Here, so this is the thing with me. When it comes to love, I'm very intense, very romantic, extremely romantic, I would say. And those of you who know me know that I really am like that.
You've been running around the streets.
No, because I've asked people that I love, like, hey, is this normal? Is it? Shut up. But one thing, because I've only been in one relationship ever. And one thing I learned in that relationship is when you love hard, of course it's gonna hurt when it's over or whatever, if it happens to be over. But you have that feeling or that sense of satisfaction that you gave everything you could. You have no regrets. Like for me right now, like I'm very at peace with myself because of that. But I also know like when you're like in a half-assed relationship, like trying to protect yourself, like it's gonna hurt shit tons when it's over too. But I feel it's always like in your mind, like just like a little hamster going in circles, like, oh, I could have done this, oh, I should have done that. And I feel when you love hard, of course, if you fall, you're gonna fall even harder. But for me, as a hopeless romantic, it's worth it. That's my take on it.
Which you're describing my experience. Like I had the opposite experience of like
I
did
did say name.
holding back. No, it's all good. Being afraid, being scared, and then that causing resentment, holding on to resentment even from my part. And yeah, the breakup sucked. It hurt. But the worst part was like being like, I really love this person, and I know I could have done more. I could have been more authentic. I could have deep and more genuine. It didn't help that I had a younger, annoying little brother, like, hey, come spend the night with me, and little things like that.
Nah, you just wanted a.
Hey, yo, chill. Um, spend time with my loved one, yes. But anyways, um, yeah, it is a shitty feeling, and I look forward to learning from the things that didn't necessarily serve me, and kind of being more true, more authentic, and I mean, there's no guarantees in life. That's, I think, part of the beauty of life. Like, you have to go into things with love, with truth, and with joy. I was gonna say, there's two things that come to mind. One, I wonder how, because we had completely different experiences in our last relationship. I wonder why. I'm sure our age, but I feel like you were way more mature in your relationship than I was. So I wonder what influenced like our perception and our, I don't know, ideas about love and in relationships, and how it affected us. And then the other thing I did want to say is like, there's also a difference between like being a hopeless romantic and being intense, because you're trying to like fill a hole or like cover some type of void, than like being, coming from a place of like fulfillment and love, and just like wanting to experience that with someone rather than needing someone to cover like a void, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to speak on that?
Your first question was, or your first comment was that we had like very different experiences. Like, why you think that was? If we like obviously grew up together. For me, my childhood was sunshine and rainbows, and we have like complete different personalities too. So I feel that also has like something to do. But like, I I over romanticize not only love, but like every little thing, and just how to help other people and this and that. Like, I just romanticize life. So for me, I think it's that. Um, but yeah, I forgot the other thing you said.
The other thing was like being a romantic and being intense from a place
Oh
of
yeah.
love
Oh yeah.
rather than place of like fear.
Um.
Like, looking back on it, objectively speaking, like, do you think it came from a place of like authenticity and that's who you are, or it came from like wanting to fill a certain void, or like you said, you mentioned about distracting yourself?
I mean, I had never been in a relationship, so I feel that's one reason why I kind of like rushed into things. Because like a month after dating, like we were like official. Um, but I did it because of the romantic in me. Like, I feel like it wasn't. I mean, yes, it was kind of a distraction from soccer, from like not being able to play soccer. Uh, but it came from a genuine place. And like just wanting to be the best lover I could possibly be, best boyfriend. Um, like I would go out of my way a lot, but then that also like is not good for yourself. So I'm trying to find that balance now, like for the future. Um, but for me at least, it was coming from a genuine place.
Going back, because it's tricky, and I feel like I've been in a place where I'm like, fuck, like I don't like this feeling, or I miss having someone around, and that's no good for myself or for the other person. But right now, as you were speaking, I was thinking like it's also a huge advantage, and it's very healthy. Going back to the show, how, like, if you have something meaningful in your life that you get to work on every day, like a purpose. In the show, he was a rabbi, which was his. She did her podcast and had a great relationship with her sister. It's also much easier to come into a relationship trying to amplify what you already have, like wanting to share what you've built with someone, rather than, I don't know, maybe you're just going through life paying bills. You don't have something necessarily that like fulfills you, so you look for a relationship to fulfill you, and
Exactly.
that like adds such an unfair expectation and pressure and strain into the relationship. So I think that's huge, and I feel like
I
that's
agree.
part of what we're doing. Like, I don't think we're necessarily wanting the relationship right now. From my part, I'm not closed off to it, but I do want to focus on like spending my time, energy, and focus on the things that fulfill me, that bring me joy, that bring me happiness, and then from that place, attract someone that I don't know wants to share her passion with me, and I can share my passion with her, and we can build off of what we love, rather than just like looking for someone to fulfill me.
Yeah. So I think we were talking about this last week. That I told you, like I feel when you start aligning with your true self and doing what you want to do and what you love to do, uh, not seeking like any outside approval or anything, like doing things for yourself. I feel that creates a certain like aura around you that attracts the right people into your life. Uh, because when you're seeking distractions and going out to parties and all that, I'm not saying it's bad, but that's not what I'm into. That's not from what I know what you're into. And you start attracting people like that into your life that bring nothing good. Uh, not saying that it's bad, but I think you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's just you. For example, I wanted to say like at the farmers market, they moved me to another location so you could go train in that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I met Rose, who works at Chartail Creek in Sunset Valley, which is always nice meeting new people, hearing their life story, their perspective on things. But it's also an advantage or really cool because we're working at a like regenerative agricultural spot. So she has an interest to a certain degree in regenerative agriculture, nutrition, and all these things. So from the get go, we already have similar interests, which we can connect and bond over. So for us, like when we go out, when we don't drink, when we don't party, like when we do put ourselves in those situations, we don't necessarily have like common interest or things which we can bond. Um,
Yeah, we're outsiders, but like complete outsiders. It's not like we have a little thing that we can fit in with, you know?
and I also know that for us and for other people, like when you feel uncomfortable, it's very normal to discredit the other person. I've been in that situation so many times where like I'm trying to have a good time. Like I love music, I love to dance. I just don't know how. But like sometimes I like to listen to certain music and just connect and be out with people that I love. And it's like, oh, why aren't you drinking? And it's not that I'm like, hey, you shouldn't be drinking. It's like I'm just not into it. So it's not uncommon for me to like be discredited as a person. Like, oh, like I don't know, whatever adjectives they want to use to describe me. So yeah, there's
I have a few.
there's certain scenarios and situations where it's not that one side is better than the other. It's just there's no really common ground or common interest. And sometimes people, when they're uncomfortable, they tend to discredit and bring other people down. And that's not
That's not cool.
a cool feeling to experience.
That's fucked up. And no, I'm gonna start saying names. No, I won't say names. But like in our family, most of our siblings drink and
Siblings,
like not siblings,
Relatives.
relatives.
I'm
Sorry.
your only sibling, dumbass.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, that we know. No, I'm just kidding. Our relatives, most of them drink and smoke or whatever. And growing up, it was always like, oh, like Jorge and Diego don't drink or don't smoke, and like it's weird as fuck. Like, and I remember I used to take that shit very personal in the cousin group chat. I'd be like, yeah, but you're not awake at 6 a.m. like training or something. Like, and I'm not giving you shit for it. But yeah, that kind of goes hand in hand with what you were saying.
I know for me,
Fucking fat asses.
it goes back to what you were saying. Bro, that, no, we
No, I'm
love
sorry.
our
I'm sorry.
family.
I'm sorry. Yeah, But that shit used to piss me off a lot.
Yeah, but it also is part of our journey. Like, why should it affect us? Why should it bother us? Like,
Because they would discredit us for not doing what they would do and make us feel bad for it. Which I never felt bad for it. But
it did affect you.
yeah, because I saw their intentions and I didn't think that was cool.
Okay, 100%.
But yeah, I need to let it go. Yeah,
No,
whatever.
No, not only that, but I talk from my own experience. It's like, why? Because, like, for example, the dancing thing, like, I get insecure when I'm dancing, especially, like, with a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've had negative experiences where, like,
Negative aura.
I'm not trying to be awkward. This is how I dance. I'm going to learn. I'm going to be better. But it feels shitty. And if I'm not willing to take advice or like implement their lifestyle, why should I take their criticism or their judgment so personally? Which I do. I take things
Oh,
very
yeah.
personally. So that's also a reflection of us and our journey. So
Yeah.
it has more to do with us than the other people.
Yeah, I'm sorry for going off on a little rant. I'm sorry. If anybody felt identified, I'm sorry.
And it's towards the end, so hopefully
Yeah, there's less people
people
watching.
tune out.
Yeah.
at this point. But this is our podcast. We can talk about the medical industry and we can talk about
Our fat cousins.
what's the name of the show? Nobody wants this.
Yeah. Nobody wants this.
And- Any thoughts or any words before we wrap up?
No, I have a crush on that girl now. Joanne or Julianne, I forget. her
Kristen
name.
Bell.
Yeah, her. No, but as that character. I don't know how she's in real life.
If I'm not mistaken, she's Elsa.
Is she?
She's on Frozen. I don't know which character she is, but she's
I think it might be her, yeah. But she looked older when they did Elsa. Like, or like the pictures and all that. But yeah. Who are your celebrity crushes? Speaking of, we'll wrap up with this. I want to shoot my shots.
you say
No, you say first. I
No.
asked you. Yes.
the
Oh.
the influencer celebrity, and it's the woman's beautiful. She's beautiful.
You're gonna say it?
No, I'm not gonna say
Oh,
that.
okay.
But it's more of the idea that she represents, because I don't know her enough. It's more of the
Oh
idea.
yeah, that's why it's a crush.
No, but well, it's not. It's the idea that she represents the values and principles that like, oh, it is possible, and I can find someone. But I am extremely fortunate and blessed that, I mean, she probably doesn't know who I am, but we do have a certain, like, very minimal level of communication. But so I'm not gonna say that.
Yes, shut up. Oh, also that going back to that. Oh no, I forgot what I was gonna say now. There's something about the aura. Oh yeah, I feel like when you're genuine and you're true to yourself, you attract the right person. So if they judge you for being you, fuck them.
It also sounds like we're victims. No, like it's just
No,
certain experiences in life we've had.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people can relate. I hope.
And I used to victimize myself a lot in that sense. But yeah.
Who's your celebrity?
Billie Eilish, hit me up, please.
Really?
Yeah. For a while it was Billie Eilish. Right now, I don't really have one, but Billie's been for a while. Rosalia was also my celebrity crush for a while. Cause see, that's where I romanticize things. Like I would imagine that they would like sing to me as I fell asleep. So that's we'll wrap it up here.
When I think about those things nowadays, obviously these women have no idea of my existence, so it's not like I have any say in it. But I start thinking like, all these women are beautiful, they're talented, but I'm like, bro, they tour, like they perform late at night.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Oh yeah, because you're into that circadian bullshit.
Yeah, that's why.
No, I'm just kidding. That bullshit. But as a soccer player, it's like Victoria and David. Like, could be you and I, Billy. Think about it. Hit me up. 956. So
Well, this wraps up another episode. Thank you, Brody. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in.
Love y'all.
If you resonate with any of this, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, whatever you can do to support. To the people that I already have, for example, Eric Castillo, Troy
Yes, sir.
Fisher, Oscar,
Frequency.
aka Beetlejuice, all the people that have subscribed and leave likes, Robert Castaneda, my newer friend, not Brian, but shout out to Brian.
Pues ya hay que.
Thank you all. We love you. We appreciate you.
Deuces. Take care.